Hey Disney, what is this? And why exactly are you trying to shove this under the rug? I wonder. Yes, we finally made it here. Disney, the foundational pioneers of animation as we know it, have now backed an AI-assisted preschool show. It's like a bingo board of terrible words all slapped together. And the worst thing is, they've tried to release this thing quietly, hoping, I guess, that no one would actually notice it. This is Aussie Fox, made with Animage, who we've talked about before, as they are the same company who are producing the AI-backed reboot of beloved European character, Maya the Bee. We've done a whole video on it. Maya the Bee is AI now. She was also essentially created by a Nazi back in the day, like 100 years ago. It's a whole other story there. But as for Animage themselves, they are best known as the people behind Pocoyo, which sadly is now also littered with all sorts of AI after 20 years of being absolutely fine without it. So we know they are already long lost to the stronghold of AI animation. We don't expect great things from Animage anymore anyway. Wow, lots of Annies. Instead, the story here is that this is Disney's most overt venture into AI animation yet. And if you followed our coverage so far about how much AI is being put into preschool content specifically these days, it probably won't surprise you to hear this is a Disney Junior co-venture. It's practically a running joke at this point, but I am so genuinely annoyed that this kind of AI slop is being directed so upfront to under 5-year-olds. It's an audience that doesn't know any better, doesn't get to control what they see, it all comes down to what someone else puts in front of them, and yet they are at such a vital age of development. It's kind of insulting that they really are getting the, well, they're too dumb to notice our slop treatment. From Disney too now. These shows often become what will form as their earliest memories, and this is what they are giving them for that. Ironic as well, because this has been a time where Bluey as well has been broadcast by the exact same company, Disney. If anything, the message should really be, we need to do better. But apparently not, at least as far as Disney Junior and Animage seem to be concerned, quietly releasing Aussie the Fox on YouTube now, and in its first 2 days, it has reached 800,000 combined views. That's just under £3,000. Probably. Although the runtime is shorter, either way, they've made like £2,000. $2,500. It's a lot of money in 2 days. And the material is about the caliber you would expect, really. So this is a music-driven show following a 5-year-old fox whose imagination turns ordinary childhood routines into games and adventures. You know, it's a baby show. With the first 2 episodes being The Floor is Lava, Squeaky Cleanup Game, and Potty Party Dance Break, dealing with cleaning up and toilet training. I'm not expecting cinema out of this, and I'm certainly not going to review it, but somehow we've still gone beyond rock bottom when it comes to content now. And sure, baby shows aren't necessarily about reinventing the wheel. Tidying up and toilet training are important lessons to deliver, but it sounds very Cocomelon in its approach to those topics. And you might not even be able to tell that this is AI animation, but it is. If you go frame by frame, you can see the tiny elements of artifacting. Look at how when they're blinking, the eyes lose their shape fully. Or how there's a little bit of that extra detail that doesn't need to be there, like cracks over the eyelids at other times. All the while, it's not being declared on the YouTube front, which is a thing you're meant to tick, saying this uses AI-generated content. What do you know? They're not announcing it, and that's arguably pretty bad as well. All the while I don't have an issue with the topics, since clearly there are a lot more lessons you can teach a toddler than just using the toilet, people generally seem fine teaching kids this without using AI-assisted slop to do so. And considering how embarrassed Disney in particular come across here, you have to wonder what the point even was for. Because you may not have known about this show, and that would make sense because there was no official press release for this. No social media push on any relevant Disney account. No, they just simply published it to YouTube, and one of the Animage co-founders posted about it on LinkedIn. That was it. Literally, don't even notice this show. Is it because it's preschool, or is it because it's slop? I think you know the answer. That Animage co-founder saying, our very first original series, Aussie Fox, is premiering today on YouTube. Developed jointly by Animage and Disney Junior. The past weeks were so intense, the kind you only truly enjoy in hindsight, but we were all in it together. every team, zero friction. Everyone pulling the same goal because we wanted to make the best show ever made. Thanks. I hate it. I know it's not for me, but I wouldn't feed my kids it either. Don't feed your kids cat food. That's what this is the equivalent of. Even then, less nutrition. No thanks, the only Aussie show I need is... oh, either Ozzy and the Cockroaches or Osmosis Jones, actually. I guess there's a couple. Anyway, this Animage-led announcement almost feels like, from a Disney perspective, like the affair you didn't want people to know about suddenly announcing that you're Facebook official, you know? LinkedIn official AI bros spilling the beans. Because on the Animage side of things, they haven't been subtle at all that if you look back on anything they produce, AI will now absolutely be involved with. It is a central part of their business model now, and they, somehow, are proud of that. So Disney would have absolutely known that this would be the thing they would bring as a partner on something. And all of that just sucks. Particularly because Disney is still regarded as the pioneer of Western animation. All their iconography involves animated characters created by people. So what are they doing using AI to generate new ones now? Is that the only way we can get original content from these guys? Hey there, thank you for making it to the halfway mark of this video. Come subscribe if you haven't already for more AI animation news. We pop up when it pops up. And unfortunately, with Disney, it keeps popping up in some form. Thank you for joining along this far. And now to the second half of AI, Disney, and Ozzy the Fox. Either way, if there's at least one good business move they've made, it seems both companies have become aware that YouTube is now the dominant platform for where kids stream content now. By a long shot as well. Between 85% and 96% of kids now watch YouTube in some capacity. And so the two companies already have a commercial agreement that saw Disney sign on with Lumi, the kids-focused YouTube advertising venture formed by Animage and Hasbro Entertainment. Wow, a firm specifically aiming marketing at children? Sounds ethical to me. Lumi now represents selected ad inventory across several Disney channels, including Disney Junior, Disney Kids, Star Wars Kids, Marvel HQ, and Nat Geo Kids. So, every arm of Disney, but with kids lobbed onto the end. So they're already marketing on YouTube platforms, why not make something together for YouTube Kids as well? And naturally, because it's Animage, it's all AI, and people aren't happy that Disney, of course, are getting involved with that too. In the past, Animage has promoted a proprietary pipeline using tools including AI-assisted sketch-to-pose prediction and motion in-betweening, which it says can substantially reduce production times and costs. So they're not hiding it whatsoever, they are proud of their human replacement scheme. Zero friction. Where are the artists? But what has been hidden is absolutely no disclosure on the actual production of this show. I'm just winging what I can see with my own eyes. How much of this is Disney? How much of this is Animage? And how much is AI being used in the project? From how it looks, I'd say a fair bit of AI's in there, clearly. There's some artifacting, the motion is limited, and it all just looks so cheap, right? You can assume the in-betweenings is at least there. Was there a character designer? I don't really know. Ozzy's eyes don't work like a cartoon character's should. They're not central. They're always a little bit off-center. And why would they even declare the amount of AI used? Currently, there seems to be no actual obligations where that's concerned at all. Legally, or even on the enforcement side of YouTube as a platform. Case in point, Netflix just last week admitted to AI being present in at least 300 of their shows, and only disclosed 3 of those 300. Isn't that disgusting? Big corporate knows that AI isn't getting a great reception from the wider public, so now they're just actively not telling us where they've cut corners. Very expensive and energy-consuming cut corners. And I'm worried what the implications are for Disney if they're seriously dabbling with this again. Just last week, they laid off more Pixar employees, citing the underperformance of Hoppers. I mean, Toy Story 5 is making a lot of money, but okay. They still want to produce Pixar movies, but have gutted the Pixar employees. So it does make you wonder how they're gonna stabilize that production line. And these two stories being within days of each other create a worrying narrative. But there is still some hope, because this would not have been a yesterday decision on this project. This would have been a project that was okayed way before the new Disney CEO took over. He is the one cutting all the jobs currently, but nonetheless seemed to be all about de-escalating the actual AI animation pipeline. He still wants to be involved with it all, as big corps sadly do now, but less so in replacing humans for their main animation projects. Now, I'm just speculating based on what's in front of me, but my guess would be that this was a pre-existing project when he took over, and it is in fact the complete abandonment of any publicity that came from his new regime. Hopefully. I'm being optimistic here. Which at the same time, of course, isn't great when you have a pre-existing agreement with someone. But it's Animage, so I don't care. That could be a reason anyway, with an alternative being that this surprise attack was the strategy. That's the pessimistic take. They know you hate it, spend absolutely nothing on marketing, and shepherd an authentic viral hit. As authentic as AI-generated preschool content can be. The perhaps most sinister form of AI animation out there right now, with untold implications of the future. Because again, targeting this demographic because they won't complain like the other ones just reads as a pretty evil thing to do in my view. So yes, it is yet another beat of disappointment from Disney. Other than Zootropolis 2 and a couple Pixar movies, it's been pretty much all disappointment from them for me all round. So I am not at all surprised. I'm just disappointed that this is what's become of a place that represents so much potential in the creative hub of people they have, that they are just continually eroding as we speak. Pixar employees were the biggest cuts, but Disney cuts jobs across the entire corporation too. It's a bleak time with a company struggling at a time when everyone's struggling, and the method is to cut down more of the people, save money where you can, and shovel out shovelware to the kids that don't recognize they're being shoveled. I don't know if any of the Disney Plus AI features are still going ahead or not. I certainly hope not. I guess we shall just see what Disney does next in its ongoing relationship with AI, somehow still in some form. Its lack of publicity on this could be seen as weirdly reassuring as they recognize the negative implications, or it just implies that they don't want you to know. But they're still gonna do it anyway. Whatever the case, for now, they've done it, and that's the story. How incredibly disappointing. All the while, Animage seems to be all the more successful in shoveling its AI slop onto the screens of young children, the first frontier of AI animation. So get those kiddies watching the slop. I'm sure developmental education through AI won't have disastrous impacts on the future or anything. I guess we'll see. On that note, though, I shall finally end it off there. My name's been Daz. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video. Do tell us your thoughts on Ozzy the Fox. Did you hear about this? You got the optimistic take or the pessimistic? I'd love to hear all of your thoughts and more, but otherwise, I shall see you all in a little bit. Cheerio!